Now, in order for your videos to get more views from YouTube, YouTube first needs to show your video to many viewers, and then the viewers have to decide whether they will click through to watch your video or not. Impression click-through rate is a critical metric for the success of any video or channel, and that's simply because it measures how well you can convert the impressions your video gets into views. In this video, we'll be looking at how your video click-through rate impacts your video views and how to improve your video click-through rate so you can start getting more views to your videos. Hi, I'm Winston the Solopreneur Warrior, and in this video, we'll be looking at impression click-through rate and why it's an important metric when it comes to getting more views to your YouTube videos. Now, to add on that, towards the end of this video, I'll also be sharing with you some actionable tips on how to improve your video click-through rate for even more views to your videos. Now, you probably already know that over 500 hours of videos are uploaded every minute on YouTube, which means the platform needs to be very sensitive about what type of content they are promoting. So if you want to grow your channel on YouTube and increase its visibility, click-through rate is one of the top metrics you should be focusing on. You really don't have to take my word for it. Here are some top YouTubers stressing on that too.
Impressions that you're getting from YouTube can literally make or break your YouTube channel.
Or Roberto's.
So the first part of the algorithm you need to understand is click-through rates and why you need to double or triple your current click-through rates if you want to get more views, and that will lead to more subscribers.
Or Catherine's.
I've shared other tips like how to keep people interested in your videos, how to increase your audience retention, and that doesn't really come into play until people click on your videos.
Or Daryl's.
So you actually now see not only the impression data, but the click-through data. This is a game changer. This is something that I've been wanting for years because that's that first real trigger that gets YouTube to actually promote your video.
Heck, you can even take YouTube's word for it.
What matters the most to us is what matters the most to the audience. And what that is the thumbnail and the title. That's what the viewers are using to decide whether they're gonna start watching a video.
Every expert in this field believes that click-through rate is by far the #1 most important factor.
Click-through rate is basically the number of people who click on your video when they see it appear on YouTube. So if your video gets 1,000 impressions and say 100 people click on it, for example, you will have a click-through rate of 10% on that video. Click-through rate basically tells YouTube which video people are willing to watch, which means if your click-through rate is very low, YouTube will stop suggesting your video to many people since they will assume that many people don't like watching the video. However, if your click-through rate is high, YouTube will promote you to even more people. Now, you have to understand that the click-through rate measures includes only impressions on YouTube, not on external sites or apps. So, every time you publish a new YouTube video, your main goal should be to get as many clicks per impressions as possible in the first 48 hours. Now, if you have watched a video series on how to get more views on your YouTube videos, you must have noticed that audience retention, watch time, impression rate and click-through rate are all intertwined in such a way that by improving on one, you are as well improving on the next. In the first part of the video series, we looked at what audience retention is and why it's important. The second part of the video series was about watch time and why watch time is important when it comes to looking for views to your videos. In the third part in that video series, we looked at how YouTube creates impressions. Now, in all three videos, we looked at actionable tips to increase or improve each of those three metrics. And because all these three metrics are all intertwined with the click-through rate metrics, that means if you want to achieve an increase in your impression click-through rate, you need to follow all the actionable tips in that video series. Now, according to YouTube, 90% of top performing videos on their platform use a custom thumbnail, and that's no coincidence. That's simply because YouTube viewers rely on video thumbnails to help them decide what video to watch. Unfortunately, making a thumbnail that stands out isn't easy. YouTube tells us in the help box here that half of all channels and videos on YouTube have an impression click-through rate that ranges between 2% to 10%. Videos or channels like those less than a week old or videos with fewer than 100 views can see an even wider range, which means there is still room for improvement. There is still enough room to increase your click-through rate, and the only way to do that is by optimizing your video thumbnail. Here are some actionable tips that you can start applying today on your video thumbnails to help increase your video click-through rate. You can decide to start adding graphics to your thumbnails. Graphics can help people understand what your video is about. For example, this thumbnail includes an image of a lady with an Instagram logo. That tells me and probably other viewers from a glance that this video is about Instagram. Some creators use graphics sometimes for clickbait. Well, that's no problem as long as you deliver on the promise of your video thumbnail and title. Usually YouTube doesn't have any problem with attention-grabbing graphics, except it's of course graphic or immoral. You also always want to try to use some text on your thumbnail if appropriate. Using text in your video thumbnail is another great way of adding some context to your video thumbnails. Usually, you want to make your thumbnails as easy as possible for anyone who comes across it to understand what the video is about without necessarily reading the video title. The truth is, it can sometimes be a little bit tricky to pull that off only with an image, but with some additional text, you can easily convey what your video is about just from within your video thumbnail. Here are some tips when it comes to adding text to your YouTube video thumbnails. You want to always try to use huge text. Your thumbnail is already very small to start with, especially on mobile devices. So you want to make sure that your thumbnail text is easy to read on all devices. If you look at my thumbnail videos, you'll see that that's the same strategy I'm trying to follow on most of my videos. Now, you also want to keep in mind that too much text can overpower the visual in your thumbnail, and that will only make the text smaller, hence making it difficult for your viewers to read. The text you use on your video thumbnail doesn't have to be your video title, you know, and that's one of the common mistakes some creators make, using their full video title within their video thumbnail as text. Instead, it's better to use short words or phrases that summarize your video content. Take for example, this video title is Free Traffic Source for Affiliate Marketing, over 150 million visitors, right? Now, instead of cramming all this text into this thumbnail, I decided to summarize it into 3 large readable words, if not 4. You also want to include faces if appropriate. In general, thumbnails with faces get better click-through rates than thumbnails without a face. I use the image of a person pointing to a text which conveys what the video is about. Most people naturally follow to see what an image is pointing or looking at, which makes this, in my opinion, a clean, sleek way of making my thumbnails engaging. Why not test it out on your videos? Again, if appropriate, and let me know if it had any effect on your video click-through rate. Now, some channel owners, instead of using faces, they decide to use their business or channel logos, which can also be very effective in that with the logo, the channel fans and viewers will easily recognize the videos from anywhere on the YouTube platform. Using consistent layouts and colors. Now, talking about recognizing videos on the YouTube platform, you always want to do your best to use thumbnails with a consistent look and feel. This will help establish your channel branding and positioning. Having consistent thumbnails across your channel videos also helps your videos stand out on the YouTube homepage feed and in the suggested video sidebar. As you can see, when a group of videos from the same channel are shown together, they form a pattern. These types of pattern easily catches the eye as compared to random groups of mismatched thumbnails. Now, if all that is too complicated for you, well, some marketers have created a tool that will make things very easy for you. Thumbnail Blaster is an online editing app that is pre-populated with attention-grabbing YouTube thumbnails. You can edit these thumbnails to your satisfaction, make them as unique as you want in as little as 3 clicks. This is actually a fast and easy way to create video thumbnails for your YouTube videos. Thumbnail Blaster makes the process for making video thumbnails super simple by giving you many templates to choose from. Simply select any of these video thumbnail templates and start editing the text, the image, the size, and try to make it to fit your style for an eye-popping thumbnail that will get people clicking on your video. Just check out how in 3 steps you can come up with an attractive video thumbnail using the Thumbnail Blaster.
Hey there, creating breathtaking thumbnails that triple your views and traffic with Thumbnail Blaster is a piece of cake. The first thing that you need to do is select a video from your YouTube account. For this example, I will go with this video with my dog Hera. Now, the default thumbnail, well, it kinda sucks, so let's create a new thumbnail for this video using Thumbnail Blaster. All that you have to do is click on next, and as you can see, the artificial intelligence algorithm analyzed our video and suggested us 3 thumbnail templates. Of course, if you want, you can close this and select one thumbnail manually from the huge list that we have in Thumbnail Blaster, but in this case, I will go with this thumbnail. It looks great. So I just click on load template and that's it. Thumbnail Blaster extracted our title, it downloaded the original thumbnail and customized the whole template for us. If we want, we can simply use it as it is and save it, but let me show you how powerful our editor is. First, I will change the font for this text. Okay, it looks perfect. I will also change the font for this and this. Now let me add a picture of Hera instead of this puppy. I'm just going to select the image from my computer. I flip it, resize it a bit, and that's it. Now I will also add one cool smiley face from our collection. I simply go to shapes, select emojis. Alright, this looks great. Let me rotate it a bit. Perfect. That's it. The thumbnail looks stunning, and let's save this and publish it on YouTube. That's it. There it is. The thumbnail that we just created in a few seconds is now published and active on our YouTube video. Now let me just open YouTube really fast to see how it looks. I'm going to search for Hera Boxer and here is my video. Now just take a look on how it looked before and how it looks now. Amazing, right? Take a look at all these other videos. On what would you click right now? On the one that has our thumbnail, right? The one that we just created. Well, you see, it's that easy to triple your click-through rate, your views, and your traffic. So start using custom thumbnails on your current and future uploads, and I'm sure you will see a massive spike in views and traffic. Now, if you want to find out more about Thumbnail Blaster, just click on the link below and check out all the amazing templates that we have and all the amazing other features. Now let me show you another amazing feature of Thumbnail Blaster. You have the unique ability to split test and find the best performing thumbnails for your video. This is a never seen before feature that will give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Now you simply start a new split test. Here you select thumbnail A, then you select thumbnail B, and you select the duration of the split test. That's it. Now Thumbnail Blaster will change the thumbnails automatically each hour, and at the end it will select the thumbnail that got us the most views. Now I really hope you see the power of Thumbnail Blaster and how it can help you and your video marketing campaigns. You can check out all the features and more templates somewhere below on this page. I'm sure you will love this app. Thanks a lot for watching this video.